Yeah, that's totally a spot. You're fine.
Okay.
I'm just kind of worried. Do you think this is the right spot?
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Excuse me, is this the premiere for Disney Pixar's Onward? I think we're in the right spot.
Yeah, it seems about right. What's up, everyone, and welcome. We are live from Hollywood for the blue carpet world premiere of Disney Pixar's Onward.
You can catch the film in select theaters February 29th and nationwide on March 6th. But right now, in just mere moments, we're going to be talking to the cast and creators of the latest Pixar animated adventure, including Tom Holland, Chris Pratt, Julie Louis-Dreyfus, so many more people, and
We're running late.
we should probably get in there.
Roll the thing. Are you sure I'm not going to get a ticket for this?
No, it's like there's a sign. You're good. It's cool.
Okay.
Come, dear brother, our destiny awaits.
Okay, I'm coming. Okay.
Wait, what are you doing?
I don't know. Lazy. Oh, bad dragon. Back to your lair.
Oh, no.
Get out of here. Shoot, get. Ugh, unicorns.
We grow the can, and then the gas inside will grow with it.
It worked! The can is huge! And the van is huge! And you're... Oh no.
Your boys are in grave danger.
We're going on a grand and glorious quest.
It's not a quest. It's just a really fast and strange errand.
It's totally a quest.
Hello, everybody. My name is Max Scoville, and I'm here for IGN.
My name is Sydnee Goodman, and I'm here for IGN.
What a coincidence! And we are here at the world premiere of Disney Pixar's Onward. It is a brand new, mysterious, magical adventure.
That it is, and it hits theaters for advanced screenings February 29th, hitting all theaters nationwide March 6th. But you know what? We actually got the chance to see it early, and I have to say, it is quite magical.
It is definitely magical. It's a Pixar movie. It's colorful. It makes you feel feelings.
Lots
There's a lot
of
going on.
feelings. I called my brother afterwards and told him I loved him.
You should do that after every movie-going
Hey,
experience,
Calvin,
I think.
I love you.
Now, let's say I have no idea what Onward is.
You don't? Well, Max, let me tell you, we have the video just for you. Why don't we check it out?
I have something for you from your dad.
This brings him back.
Like back to life?
The film Onward is a tale of two brothers trying to finally meet their father.
I'm gonna meet Dad?
They perform this spell, which will hopefully bring their dad back.
Hang on! It's a pretty great concept that has so much heart.
Dad?
There's no top part. And that's exactly what Pixar does so well. We've only got 24 hours to bring back the rest of Dad.
When Chris got the role, he called Tom and said, "I'm your brother."
This is so fun, Tom.
It is fun.
The best part of the job was the fact that I got to do it with my buddy Chris.
For any spell to work, you have to speak from your heart's fire.
Olaf Delvar.
Heart's fire!
I love these two whippersnappers, and as the mother of two teenage boys, I have that in common with Laurel because that's been the joy of my life. Now take out the trash.
Family is important.
I'm looking for my sons. Oh, they went on a quest. But don't worry, I told them about the map, I told them about the gym, I told them about the curse. I forgot to tell them about the curse!
The what?
This definitely pulls at the heartstrings.
I just want to meet you.
That's why I love Pixar movies. You always walk away feeling like you've been a part of something real.
At Pixar, we're really encouraged to tell personal stories. My father passed away when I was a year old, and much like Ian, my mother and my brother went above and beyond to be a support to me.
You can do this. I believe in you. It's moving because it's rooted in real relationships.
And that's the fun of making one of these movies is, at some point, it's the story of all the people who helped make it. And then it becomes the story of all the people who watch it.
And we are back, and we are joined right now by Dan Scanlon and Kori Rae, director and producer of Onward.
Thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations, you two. So let's kick it off. Dan, this film is based on some of your own life experiences, very personal life experiences. I know you've talked a bit about that, but How has been the impact of seeing it come alive in the film?
It's just been a dream come true. It's been 6 years that we've been working on this film, and the fact that Pixar would encourage us to do something so personal, it's just wonderful, and it's so exciting to have other people sing it now, and hopefully relating to moments from their own life in this film.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, it's a very personal story, but we really think that it's going to resonate and to wider audiences because it's everybody has had loss in their lives, and it's kind of a message about that.
And it's a comedy that is also funny and has unicorns that eat garbage, so it's not that much.
It is very funny. I don't remember the last time that I laughed out loud in a theater, so I will give you that.
I was a big fan of the garbage-eating unicorns. Pixar has an incredible track record with totally wonderful, unique films. Can you talk a little bit about what it's like pitching a concept and what Pixar looks for with a new story?
Yeah, I think, again, something that is honest or comes from a truthful place is important. And even when we pitch things and then the dad will just be legs for the majority of the movie, they get excited, because it's weird. I think a lot of times we'll hear things like, there's going to be a guy floating around in a house? Sure. I think that little bit of...
Cooking in a kitchen?
Little bit of unexpected.
Now, different Pixar films kind of focus on sort of different corners of the universe, like what are cars doing? What do they think about? What if toys came to life when no one was looking? Can you talk a little bit about sort of bringing this magical world to life and where that came from?
Yeah, we needed a world where this father could come back to life for a day, and magic seemed the most romantic way to do it. And that led to this modern fantasy world, which we hadn't seen very often. And it just led to, again, humor, and I think it makes the adventure the boys go on feel bigger. It's a quest, after all.
Totally. And I think a lot of the fun and the crazy creatures and all of that, it kind of, it allows the emotion to kind of come through even stronger because you kind of lean in and it's unexpected. And so then when the emotion does come, it kind of catches you off guard a little bit. And I think that's a good thing.
So each Pixar movie tends to focus on really pushing one aspect of technology or animation. Is there something in Onward that the team is especially proud of?
I think, the background characters are very difficult because they're all different types of creatures. That's really hard. They have multiple legs. Some have no legs. There anything else?
The magic was kind of challenging to create, the look of magic, because it was very specific to the story. So we spent a lot of time kind of working on that and the development of magic.
Magic. I love it.
Now, obviously, Pixar movies do tend to have an emotional impact on people going to the theater. Do you have any tips on how people can maybe hide their tears if they're a little bit insecure about that?
I just say let it rip.
Let 'em
Just
flow.
wail away. I like to cry in a movie and then I shake the whole row. And I can tell people can feel me crying. Yeah, do that. Go for it. What are you saving it for?
It's like one of those real D, 4D experiences when you see a movie with Dan.
Right.
Exactly. So now it's clear that animation, it's not just for kids, but I think Pixar does such a great job movie after movie proving just how universal animation really is. What's the secret there?
I think it is all about the stories and telling stories that resonate with everybody, and kind of having a little bit of an off-kilter world or kind of characters to go with that is a really great recipe. But mostly it's about the story, and it's what we spend the most time on. On a 6-year project, we'll spend the first 3-4 years really focusing on the story, just trying to make sure that it's good and that audiences will get it and resonate with it. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much, and congratulations on Onward.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So we have tons more still to come from the blue carpet. Oh, here we've got Mel Rodriguez.
Hello.
Welcome.
I love your getup. It's so colorful and happy.
Thank you so much. Well, it's an animated feature, so I figured I'd be a little animated. And my daughter wanted me to wear a dress, and I said, well, honey, I can't wear a dress, but I'll come as close as possible to wearing a dress as I can.
It's very festive. I feel like this is very much a cartoony style guide.
Right? Yeah.
Now, can you tell us a little bit about your character? You play Colt Bronco.
Yes, Officer Colt Bronco.
Did you feel a little hoarse after reading some of these lines?
Yes.
The joke is that he plays a centaur. That was half a horse joke.
Oh no, Max, that was really good.
I love dad jokes. They're great. They're great. That was a great joke. I love it.
Thank you.
Thank
I,
you.
I try. Now your character he's not quite a dad. He's not quite a stepdad. He's kind of mom's boyfriend in the film.
He is. He's at the house, with Laurel and Ian and Barley, and I think he doesn't want to overstep any bounds. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to come in and make the kids feel uncomfortable. So he's trying to be kind of a father figure, but he doesn't want to take the place of their dad. He doesn't want to do that because he knows he'll never be their dad, obviously. But I think, he wants to kind of teach him some lessons, and he's a police officer.
So he's kind of an authority figure, but he's also trying to be the cool.
He's just trying to, basically, try to be the man of the house slowly, but and easily. I don't think they have any respect for him at all. I think they basically walk all over him and joke about him behind his back all the time.
Now, Chris Pratt, who actually I just arrived a moment ago. The characters, the Lightfoots, kind of have a running theme in this movie of doing impressions of your character. Can you give us your best impressions of Tom Holland and Chris Pratt?
I would
put you on the spot
totally
there.
Screw it up. I would screw it up. I haven't heard them. I've never heard them.
You've never heard them?
Them do their things. No.
Oh my! Well, I'm excited for you. You're in for a treat.
I'm so excited to see it. I really am. No, honestly, like all joking aside, I'm really thrilled that Dan is able to bring his dream alive. You know what I mean?
Well, congratulations.
And his legacy, and that his dad gets to kind of really live through this film,
Well, thank you so much, Mel.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. I'm excited for you to see it.
Here's Chris Pratt out here. He's meeting some fans. And then coming up in just a minute, we've got executive producer Pete Docter. There's Tom Holland, yeah.
Oh, look, everybody's here. And we have Pete. Congratulations. Hello.
Hey.
How's it going?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So thank you for coming by. Onward. It's coming out very soon. It's just around the corner.
It is March 6th, yep. Any day now.
Can you tell us a little bit about bringing this magical world to life?
It was a great project. Dan Scanlon, the director, pitched the film based on something very personal to him, a very personal story. And watching it grow and develop, the way we work at Pixar, it works slowly over the course of 5 or 6 years to finally get the movie on the screen, which is what you'll see. And the talents of many, many amazing people. Wait till you see the movie. It's just fantastic. It's beautiful, heartwarming. I think it's going to really surprise a lot of people.
All right, so a little bit of a turn. So a few weeks ago, two brothers put their live-action shot-for-shot remake of Toy Story 3 up on YouTube. Did you happen to see it?
No, I haven't even heard of that. Wow, I got to check it out.
It's incredible. It's shot-for-shot.
Who plays the toys? I mean, do they have makeup or is it just like people?
I think we have a clip here, actually.
Oh.
They use actual toys.
Oh, I see. They're not acting. I thought they were going to be. It's all stop motion.
Yeah.
Holy cow, that's
doing
a lot of
it
work.
the hard way, the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
They said it took them 8 years.
That's almost what the original took.
Now, sort of on this note, I wanted to ask, Pixar movies, Pixar's been around for quite some time now. Toy Story turns, 25 this year?
Yeah, it came out in 1995.
We've seen Disney pivoting into a lot of live-action remakes of classical animated films, and I don't think there's any need for that for Toy Story, but there have been some crazy technological advances. Would you ever consider sort of doing a remaster of earlier Pixar work with new textures or lighting effects
Well, it would be interesting because, I worked on Toy Story, the first one, when it came out in 95, and it was state-of-the-art and fancy. And now when you look at it, it's video game, But hopefully you just get caught up in the story and you accept the graphics for what they are. I don't know if we would want to do it again. I think we'd rather do something new, something different. But it's been a ride to watch this whole thing develop. If you compare like a frame, it might be interesting to do, a frame of Toy Story 1 to Toy Story 4, and it's like night and day, you know, crazy the technology that's developed in that amount of time.
It's definitely come a long way. It's really impressive to see.
Do you find that what comes first, kind of the story and you're waiting for the technology to catch up? Or do you find that there's new technology coming out and you want to utilize that so you come up with a story beat to take advantage of it?
Little of both. We tend to kind of ignore the technology at the beginning. We just ask for whatever we want story-wise, and then later we find out we can't do that. Or we figure out how to do it. I mean, I directed Monsters Incorporated, and I wanted a furry monster for various reasons. We had never done fur like that. So that was like kind of asking, hey, could we go to the moon for this movie? And they're like, I don't know if we can do that. But of course, they rose to the challenge. And what typically happens is we'll ask for something, we'll look at what they're doing, and then we'll be inspired by that to do some other stuff. So it's a big kind of a cycle. It's really fun.
Well, we're dying to see what you do next, and can't wait for everyone else to see Onward.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks. So coming up in just the next, I think we've got Dave Foley.
We do.
He's joining us in just a second. We might know him.
Hi.
Hey. How's it going?
Oh,
Sorry, ladies first. Terrible.
hello, congratulations. Nice to meet you as well. I need to mic you.
So, Dave, you've popped up in a handful of Pixar movies.
Yes, they have terrible security at Pixar, so I've been in several movies now.
You have a kind of a small role in this one. It's a little bit of a cameo.
I do. I haven't even seen it.
What did you?
So I don't know.
What did you think when they call you up? Like, what do you?
Oh, well, it was one of the things where Dan asked me if I would come up for a day and look at some stuff, and then while I was there, he said, "Well, we've got a bunch of voices sort of that need to be filled up. Would you mind recording a bunch of stuff?" So I said, "Sure." So I didn't know until today which one they had used.
So it's like a little surprise.
Yes. Oh, I'm Rogue Waiter. I didn't know.
Spoilers.
So you first worked with Pixar in A Bug's Life, which was many years ago. How has that process changed?
Well, I'm much older because it's over 20 years ago that we did. Because that was Bug's Life was Pixar's second feature film. Only Toy Story had been released at that point. So I mean, the process really hasn't changed much for the actors. I mean, we still just sort of stand in a room and look like idiots for a few hours. But the technology that goes into making movies and the detail that they can achieve on screen has been really pretty much every single film they put out has been revolutionary in one way or another. So they've God, I'm so short with you guys.
Sorry about that.
I know. Well,
we're both wearing
I'm
heels.
cheating a little bit.
No, I should have.
Well, we're dying for you to see how you show up in the movie.
Me too. I'm excited to find out.
Thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
All right, and just a second, we've got there's Chris Pratt and Tom Holland. They're out there on the blue carpet hanging out with.
Hello.
Oh. Hey.
Hi.
We are joined by Octavia Spencer.
Don't do that.
Sorry.
Everybody,
We'll do the elbow
use the
bump
eye.
instead. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
I'm happy to be here.
So you play the Manticore, who is one of the coolest mythical beasts. It's like part lion, part scorpion. You've got bat wings.
Yep.
Which of these sort of components do you think is the most akin to who you are as a person?
Oh, I think I have a little lioness in me, and I can have some scorpion if I need to be, and the bat wings, well, I think they're all pretty good.
It's a good mix.
It's a wonderful, crazy, zany mix.
Now, is there one particular part that you think you identify with the most? I think you hinted at it, but
I think the lioness, protector, warrior, goddess.
I'm into it. Now, of course, you pitch this character as being a big, terrifying monstrosity, but she also runs a family-friendly theme restaurant, which is a little bit less adventurous. But if you had carte blanche and you could have a theme restaurant of your own in real life, what would the theme be?
Oh, it might have to have a little Jimmy Buffett music you know, just to make people feel relaxed. Well, maybe, you know, coconuts and, I don't know, bananas.
Less crossbows and torches and stuff.
Yeah,
more.
I'm not like a wilderness kind of gal, although I like looking out at it. More of a beach gal, I guess.
So like a big window, maybe some hula skirts.
Waves and hula skirts and food.
That sounds
Good food.
sounds nice. That sounds very relaxing.
I would come to your restaurant.
Thank you. It would be a good tavern. You know,
Yeah.
you could have karaoke there.
Just a tropical karaoke tavern.
Exactly. Tropical karaoke. There you go.
I'm into it. Now you're sharing the screen with two Marvel superheroes, and you're actually going to be donning some spandex soon enough with Thunder Force.
Yes.
Can you tell us anything about that?
I am sworn to secrecy about Thunder Force. All I can tell you is it's going to be a good time.
Awesome.
One that you've never seen.
Oh my.
All right, well, I know I'm excited.
Awesome. Octavia, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. Well, I won't shake your hand. I'll just say it with my eyes. Congratulations.
Now-
So, Max, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a pretty cool van in the movie named Guinevere.
Guinevere is a key character in the film, and you
More
got
than
to
a van.
you got to sort of interview the van.
I did. Why don't we check that out? What's up, everyone? Sydnee Goodman here. We're in sunny Beverly Hills. You might recognize the van behind me as none other than Guinevere from Pixar's Onward. Why don't we take a look at this noble steed? Guinevere has seen a bit of battle damage. She's held together with this lovely rope. And right here, this is what I can only imagine is an adhesion spell. We see it all over the vehicle, which can only tell us that she's magic. But what's a trusty steed without an actual trusty steed? I present to you the artwork on the side of Guinevere. We have a magnificent white Pegasus. She's covered in lightning and magic dust. We are one of the same. We're inside the belly of the beast, and by beast, I mean noble steed, and it's Guinevere. So we see there's tons of posters around here, some nice stickers, and of course, we see again that wonderful adhesion spell, and it's holding up some Christmas lights. There's also floor-to-ceiling wood paneling. That's gonna get some value on the real estate market. And now we're in the driver's seat of good old Guinevere, and she's mighty cozy. I'm into it. It's a very cushy seat. It seems like Barley, big sticker guy. We've got more stickers in here than I can count. I can't count very high. Just kidding, I can count really high. I won the Math Olympics in 2002. Alrighty, I don't know about you, but I'm ready to get out of here. Let's go.
And we are back, and in just moments, we're going to be chatting with Chris Pratt.
Yeah, the Barley Lightfoot.
Barley Lightfoot, he plays a sort of older brother. He's kind of a goofball.
Kind of a goofball, but he's well intentioned.
Yes, no, he's very sweet. He's a huge fan of this fantasy role-playing game, which he takes very seriously.
Huge fan
which
of
is,
magic.
Yeah.
I honestly found myself throughout the movie wishing that my inner voice was that of Barley Lightfoot.
And he's got this cool van, which you got to check out just a moment ago.
I did.
Which is like, it's definitely groovy. Like it's kind of like
I feel like it's like groovy, baby. You have to see the baby.
No, it's got the unicorn airbrush on the side.
And the whole story is that he actually not made the van, but kind of kitted it out himself.
It's
which
a
I like.
labor of love. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very special van.
And I've heard that similar to food, when you put love into your van, it tastes better.
That doesn't make any sense. We got Julia Louis-Dreyfus here, who's
We do.
she plays the mom in the film, Laurel Lightfoot.
Yeah, and she has quite the zest. I like it.
Yeah, no, she's a very tough mom. I really appreciate her as sort of like just a good mom character, you know.
I agree with that. I think sometimes they have a tendency to do mom characters and just make them very grumpy.
Yeah, no, she holds her own a lot, and she's just very funny. Her on-screen stuff with Octavia Spencer. I don't know if they were actually in the same room together.
Their chemistry was so good.
Yeah, it's very funny. It's very funny to watch them do the thing.
And And we're just moments away from Chris Pratt.
Yeah, Chris Pratt is just hanging out right over there, and we're going to be chatting with him in a second. And then shortly thereafter, Tom Holland will be dropping by, who plays the younger brother, who's Ian Lightfoot.
Newly 16.
Yeah. No, it's a nice, rite of passage in this magical world where you turn 16 and apparently you get powers.
Yeah. What were you like when you were 16?
Horrible.
I was. Whew.
Yeah. No, I would probably have been pretty into, a van with, unicorns on the side of it.
Yeah.
Drawing lots of axes and stuff in my Trapper Keeper.
I feel like I was just confused. Like I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah. No, I mean that's very much it's being a teenager is tricky. It's a hard time to kind of make sense of things. There's that van. There's Guinevere.
Guinevere.
It's something very, very surreal about seeing. Oh, hey, it's Chris Pratt.
Hey,
how's it going?
Thanks for being here.
Thanks, guys. So happy to be here.
Well, congratulations. So, Chris, just off the bat, we dug around online and we found a little bit of a gem that they're going to pull up on the screen here.
Any minute now.
Any minute. Magic. So, was your story the thing that inspired Guinevere?
No, I don't believe that my story inspired Guinevere. As far as I'm understanding, Dan and Kori and Pixar had this movie in the making for about 5 years before I was even attached to it, but just a coincidence that we both have cherished vans with beautifully depicted murals on the side.
Would you call it a magic coincidence?
Oh, I believe all coincidences are magic, but I don't even believe in coincidences. It's all magic. It's all fate, and it's all tied together.
Now, Pixar movies have a tendency of making adults, sometimes even grown men, cry. Masculine tears. You tweeted about lots of grown man tears in this film.
That's the truth. This is absolutely a movie that'll make you laugh and it'll make you cry.
Are there any other films that we might be surprised to know have made you cry in the past?
Oh my gosh, I cry all the time in films. I mean, like, I think I remember first crying in a movie in a miniseries, Roots, when I was a kid, and my mom thinking how proud she was of me that I cried at that movie, and ever since then, I haven't been afraid to let my the waterworks pour during a movie.
So are you more of like a happy cry or a sad cry?
I always feel like I have empathy, so someone's going through a tough situation, I cry. But when I really cry, when I'm really moved to tears? Olympics, And when an athlete wins, if like they're playing the national anthem and someone's getting the gold medal and you see all their hard work, if you get the story and they cross the finish line first and they win, that just moves me, man. I love that so much.
Nice.
When the Seahawks won the Super Bowl, I was crying. I like victory.
All right.
I like it. What's funny is I always cry for both the losing team and the winning team.
Oh, really? So inevitably you cry twice at every.
I do, because there's always a winner and a loser. I do. So, Chris, okay, on another Disney production that you're associated with, Marvel, we gotta ask, why is Thor not in Guardians 3? Can you tell us anything? Maybe there's like a fun explanation of where he went.
Who not in what?
Thor, not in Guardians 3.
How do you know that Thor's not in Guardians 3? We haven't shot it yet. He might be in Guardians 3. We don't know. There's no definitive yes or no on that.
Oh
Magic.
My. Well, we'll have to wait and see.
You'll just have to wait and see.
It's those, they've got you just
zip tight. Yeah, yeah. Can't say a word.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Congratulations again.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy Onward. It's coming out soon.
Cool.
Alrighty, well, that was a lot of fun.
I don't know what we expected, like Guardians 3 spoilers. We tried.
You always have to try. What is it? If you don't shoot the shot, you don't make it.
Something like that.
I think
that's
a saying.
Famous Wayne Gretzky quote.
That's a saying.
And in just a second, we're going to be chatting with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who plays the wonderful Laurel Lightfoot.
The wonderful. I love my mom, and I see a lot of her in wonderful Laurel Lightfoot.
I think that it's good to see like moms get like a proper representation in movies. I grew up with a single mom, so seeing like a kind of a tough, mostly single mom, aside from dating a centaur,
Well, I was going to say she's like single and a half, because there's the pants.
That's fair. They're having a heart-to-heart chat right here.
Do you think she's giving him advice on how to fix up his van? Well, I guess he'd be giving her the advice. That would be,
Probably. I don't know. I wonder if it's tricky to like. I mean, I guess that's the idea. But he's an adult man who gets to play a teenager. It's just got to be weird if you're acting, opposite other adults. You get to kind of goof around and have fun with it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's acting. That's how it works.
That's acting. Maybe that's why we're not actors.
He's also an elf, which isn't a real thing. But
Max.
Yeah.
Please don't spoil that for me.
Elves could be real. You never know. They could be all
You never
around
know. What
us.
if elves are real, but they're microscopic? Like they're so tiny, and we cannot see them.
Well, that's just weird. Now,
Like
clearly
if
there's-
all magic worlds were just very, very small.
So speaking of Magic Worlds, let's talk a little bit about sort of this wonderful like set they've got up here. I love all the background details in Onward. There's some wonderful like fun signage. Oh,
Oh,
hey.
yes, please. Hello, welcome.
Hey,
Thank you.
welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. So you play Laurel Lightfoot. I do. The wonderful mother.
Yes, the wonderful mother, devoted mother.
Now, what was it like seeing your character design for the first time?
Well, she's an elf. Let's start with that. So she doesn't really look like me. But she's a very devoted mom and will do anything for her kids. And that is like me. Yeah.
Now, this is very much like a story about sort of brotherhood, and
Yes.
it focuses a lot on the boys. But there's also like an awesome angle. It's just this cool mom who's going after her boys and taking care of things.
Right.
Did you have any input on on bringing this character to life? Did you have any sort of notes on like how she'd behave in situations, or were you just kind of?
You know, I have to say that the script was in really solid shape when I went in to do my various recording sessions. They were completely amenable to anything you might improvise in the moment, but it's not like it needed work. It was just maybe a little bit of embellishment in certain areas, but they have this down completely. Dan Scanlon, who's the writer and director, was just an amazing, he had an amazing vision for this.
So now, the last time you had a major role in a Pixar film was A Bug's Life, which was so long ago. How have you seen the process change, whether that's on the actor side or even just the process of Pixar making these films?
It's exactly the same. I'm not kidding. It's the same thing. You go in and you record. It may be different for the guys doing the animation. I suspect that all the technology has really changed, but from my point of view, it's the same thing. I'm not kidding.
I kind of love that. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. So moving onward, so to speak, Tom
Onward.
Holland.
I see what you did there.
I'm surprised we haven't leaned on that one a whole bunch this whole time.
Get ready, guys.
These note cards are blank. We have nothing written on here. We're winging this entire thing
mine
off the
just
top of
says
our heads.
Onward on it.
Hey, it's Tom Holland.
Hi. Welcome.
People of all time.
No,
Can I
that's-
get an Apple box or something?
No, you're good.
I'm kidding.
It's forced perspective. It's
How
in
we
the
doing?
camera. We're doing okay. We're hanging in there.
Good.
How are you doing?
I'm doing really well, thank you. Yeah, I'm doing really well.
So, I want to ask you, Onward has a lot of crossovers with Dungeons & Dragons. They actually got some of the Wizards of the Coast people to kind of, collaborate a little bit on that. Have you ever played D&D before?
I haven't, no, but Chris and I have been talking about setting up an Avengers D&D session, which would be amazing. We actually want to, film it, because it would be really fun.
I think
You
people
guys
would
should
probably
definitely
watch
stream
that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Not live stream it, because I don't do... Is this live?
You're,
I hate to tell you this, but it is live.
It's live. Oh, okay. I'm really stressed now.
All right, so between this, I'm just like, sorry you're stressed. It's fine.
So dry. Anyway, sorry.
You're starting the sweat thing, and yeah, no, it's painful. So between this and your upcoming Uncharted film, you're diving into kind of the gaming space. Do you have a favorite video game?
If I'm honest, one of my favorite video games ever is the fourth Uncharted game.
Oh my gosh, it's so good, right?
Unbelievable, and lots of the inspiration from the film has come from that game in particular. But it was interesting when I sat down with Tom Rossman and we were talking about video games, and I was like, oh, I've just finished Uncharted. He was like, well, why don't you play Nathan Drake? I remember being like, I would do anything to play Nathan Drake. Please, that would be amazing. So yeah, we start shooting in 4 weeks. Mark Wahlberg is going to be amazing as Sully. The stunt department that we have out there in Berlin have done an amazing job already prepping the stunts, and it's going to be an exciting one.
Do you have sort of any hint of what we can expect from a younger Nathan Drake portrayed by you? Are you basing this really closely to the games, or is there a little bit of you in there?
There's definitely a lot of inspiration that's come from the games, but it's a very young, fresh take on the character, because obviously we didn't get to meet him all that much when he was younger. But it's a pretty awesome movie, and it's global. We travel the world, we see some amazing places, and Mark Wahlberg and I are going to have a great summer together.
Okay, so you talked a little bit about the Avengers, possibly you guys coming together, doing a D&D session. Now, if you could assemble an Avengers made up of Pixar characters, who would be Spider-Man? The Spider-Man equivalent.
So who would play Spider-Man out of Disney Pixar characters? Have to be Dash, no?
Oh, that's a good one. I like that.
Good Spider-Man. I always wanted to play Dash when he'd grown up in Incredibles 2. Because that's why, because it'd been so long since the first one, I thought I'm like probably the right age to play Dash now, but I
watched
wasn't.
that. Incredibles 3,
But now
they're
I'm in
just
this
all grown
Pixar
up.
movie, so it's great.
Yeah. Now I gotta ask. This is a movie about brothers who are sort of bringing a beloved father figure, mostly back from the dead. If Peter Parker could bring one person back for 24 hours, he's lost a lot of people. Tony Stark, Uncle Ben, his mom, his dad, or Gwen Stacy, who I know is sort of in a different dimension, but
It'd have to be Tony Stark. It'd have to be him, because I love working with Robert so much, and if I could do another day with him, I would. It would be great fun.
very cool. Well, Tom, thank you for chatting.
Thank you so much. That
Good
was
luck
really
on
fun.
getting the D&D game together.
Nice to meet you. I'll let you know when the D&D game.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
We have so much coming up. Just a minute. We've got lots more cast coming by.
Man, we'll be right back.
I have a gift from your dad.
Dear Ian and Barley, long ago, the world was full of magic. Over time, magic faded away.
In Onward, the world gave up on magic in favor of everyday conveniences. And in that world, these two teenage elf brothers have a magical opportunity.
It's a wizard staff. Dad was a wizard.
To meet their father, who passed away when they were young. Unfortunately, it goes wrong.
Just legs. We only have 24 hours to bring the rest of them back. We're going on a quest.
Ian Lightfoot is kind of, like an awkward teenager who's trying to find himself.
If you like parties, then I was gonna do a party.
Tom's really great as Ian. I play his big brother, Barley, who's this bumbling, well-intentioned ding-dong.
Behold, your chariot awaits.
There's something similar about our relationship. You see it in the physicality.
Ta-da!
Oh, that's great. Dad, you look just like I remember.
Happy birthday!
Mom, Laurel, adores Barley and Ian, so when they go on this quest, she becomes their fierce mama protector.
I'm looking for 2 teenage elves.
We'll start at the Manticore's Tavern. It's run by a fearless adventurer.
I play Kori the Manticore.
Quick! Somebody help me! These Griffin nuggets were supposed to go out minutes ago!
She's not the Manticore that she once was.
But don't worry. I told him about the map, I told him about the gym, I told him about the curse. I forgot to tell him about the curse!
You know, this movie is going to be a wild ride.
Son of
It's a really big adventure. And it's this amazing cast that really brings the story to life.
Max, can you believe it? Oh my gosh, we're getting so close to the premiere.
Things are just winding down over here, but of course people can catch Onward when it comes out in select theaters on February 29th, which is kind of a magical date, too. That's Leap Day.
It's Leap Day.
It's a magical day that happens once every 4 years.
I learned, I'm not going to get this fact right, but the reason it's called Leap Year has nothing to do, because it was always confusing to me, because the years that it skips 29 should be the leap years. But there's a real reason why it's called Leap Day. Look it up.
We're getting in the weeds here. The point is, you can see it in select theaters. You can see Onward in select theaters February 29th and nationwide on March 6th. I'm excited for everyone to get a chance to check it out. It's a Pixar movie. You'll laugh, you'll cry.
It's wonderful.
You'll call your brother
feel
afterwards.
a lot of things.
Yeah. And coming up in just a second, we're going to wind things down with an exclusive clip you won't see anywhere else until you see
Just
the
for
movie.
you.
So check it out.
Quick! Somebody help me! These Griffin nuggets were supposed to go out minutes ago!
That's the Manticore?
Oh, great and powerful Manticore.
Whoa, sir! You're right in the hot zone. You're late, Adolphus. I understand there's traffic. You need to plan for that. Well, maybe your mother should get her own car.
Your fearlessness? My brother and I seek a map to a Phoenix gem.
Oh, well, you've come to the right tavern. Table 12. I have the parchment you desire right here. Behold!
Oh, that's a children's menu.
Isn't that fun? They're all based on my old maps. The great Manticore sends you on your adventure with a hero's blessing, and here's some crayons.
And there you have it. That was Octavia Spencer as the dreaded Manticore.
You know, her character is one of the most fun. I love it.
I adored her in this, and I also adore Manticores as a mythical beast. So if you enjoy these things, check out Onward. It's out very soon. Sydney, excellent work.
Excellent work. Most excellent work.
Excellent work. Thank you all so much for watching, and huge thanks to everyone here at the IGN Disney crew setting this whole thing up, and we'll see you guys next time.
We'll see you next time. Onward.